This is Mr. Beck Does Your Homework. This is AP Physics Homework 3.1, all about balanced forces. In this homework, you're going to have to pay a lot of attention to anything that's happening at an angle. Make sure that anything that's happening at an angle is split into components, interesting components, usually X and Y, but down a ramp we'll have some different tools. And then the key for all of the balanced forces problems is usually that all of the forces up are going to equal all the forces down, and all the forces right are going to equal all the forces left. And this is magnitude of the forces. So if I've got 30 newtons to the left, I got to have 30 newtons to the right in order for it to balance. So this is all about balanced forces. So we start with this problem that says a staging that weighs 500 newtons, so this whole thing is 500 newtons, supports two painters, one 440 newtons, the other 650 newtons. The reading on the left scale is 550 newtons. What is the reading on the right-hand scale? So I've got a whole bunch of interesting information here. What I need to do is to set up equals down. There are no left and right forces here. But I know that on this staging, let me draw a free body diagram of the staging by saying that, so here's my staging. All the upward forces, well, I've got a tension in one cable is 550 newtons. I've got a tension in this cable that I don't know what it is, so that's just called FR, the force in the right-hand cable, I guess is what FR means. I also have the staging has some weight, so it's got a force of gravity on it, and that gravity is 500 newtons. Don't try to multiply that by 10 because it's already in newtons. So this is 500 newtons. I have this painter that has 440 newtons, so that's also down is 440 newtons. And this one has 650 newtons. So let me draw that down of 650 newtons. And that's all of my forces. So I've got 440 down, 500 down, and 650 down. And then up, I've got 550 and my force of the right-hand tension. That should be all the forces. So now, if I just write that up equals down to give me some hint as to what I'm doing for equilibrium, I know that all my upward forces are 550 newtons, and my force of the right-hand cable are going to equal my downward forces, which are 440 newtons, and 500 newtons, and 650 newtons. So if I have 550 plus my force on the right-hand cable, then I can get myself the force in the right-hand cable by doing these three minus my 550. So that'd be 440 plus 500 plus 650 minus 550, and that will give me the force in the right-hand cable. So here is an example of equilibrium where all of my upward forces equal all of my downward forces, so I have myself an answer.